Good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to 30 Ways in 30 Days. And we are on day 9, coming to you from one of my favorite buildings in Surrey Hills, the old Paramount building. I'm Susie Jacobs. Join me here Monday to Friday at 11:07 as we spend 9 minutes unpacking some of our most common assumptions and uncovering our pesky little blind spots so that we can really unpack the things that might be getting in the way of our confidence, our business success, our career success, and really creating fulfilling, heartwarming, wonderful relationships. So here we are on day 9. Who have we got here? Good morning, Tom. So nice to see you, and I'm so glad you've been here every day this week. Amazing. So as I said, we are day 9, and day 9 is all about how I switch off the guilt, because it is something that I hear so many clients talk about, this guilt that seems to keep us stuck and not really expressing who we want to be in the world. So what is it, and how can we process it differently? It's one of the assumptions, one of the blind spots, and it's the one we're tackling here today. Now, if you are with us 9 minutes from now, because it's always 9 minutes, if you're here in 9 minutes, I'm also going to be sharing with you a bonus opportunity. And it's really something that I've experienced from earlier this week, which is a sense of being overwhelmed. And we were talking about that earlier this week, and how I got myself unstuck and really paid attention to boost my emotional, mental, and physical well-being, and how I've done that this week. So that's coming to you soon. Good morning, everyone. So nice to see you. Okay, so give me a wave if you tuned in yesterday. Give me a wave if you tuned in yesterday and you are now celebrating the fact that you recognize there is no right choice. There is just the right choice for you. Give me a wave. If you were here yesterday, you tuned in sometime over the last 24 hours, and you now get that there is no right choice, there is just the right choice for you. And that right choice is to be found within, not to be found out there. Give me a wave. I want to hear from you. Letitia's giving me a wave. Yeah, there is no right choice. Stop looking for it. Start looking for the choices that is right for you and are right for you. Okay, so glad to hear that you are putting this in practice. We talk about theory in action. That's an activation. That's what we're about. You'll hear about my activation at the end of this, how I overcame that, as I said, that how I rescued my emotional, mental, and physical state over the past week. Okay, let's get on with it. How do I process guilt? How do I overcome guilt and switch it off so I am free to choose? First, let's talk about why it's important. Yeah? Number one reason, guilt chips away at your joy. If you are a 10 out of 10 enjoying a moment and then guilt comes in, it rips it down to a 5 or a 6. Yeah, so it chips away at our experience of life. It takes you out of the moment. Yeah, you start future focusing about what you should be doing rather than what you are doing now. And it's not good for your mental and emotional well-being. So now we know why we want to get rid of guilt, why it's not healthy for us. How do we actually do it? So I want to ask you a question before I move on. Who knows what guilt is? Does anyone know what guilt is? Could anyone put a label on it? I'm going to wait for you. You're coming along for the ride, as always. This is the stuff that I practice, implement, and do every single day. That's the only way you become masterful, right? Is you learn it, you practice, you implement, you gain a newer and deeper understanding, and so the process goes. Good morning, come on, a feeling. Correct, yeah. Guilt is a feeling. Now, we weren't given any education around guilt or our feelings. So here's an insight. A feeling is a chemical reaction that goes on in your body, and from the moment it starts to the moment it finishes, it takes all of 90 seconds. 90 seconds. Now think about how some of the feelings that you have impact how you experience life. I'm just going to check who's talking to me. That horrible feeling when your stomach is in knots. Yeah, that is anxiety, that's stress, that's nervousness. That's a sense of not feeling good enough and concerned and not really knowing what to do with it, Tom. Yeah, because you haven't done something. Guilt is often about that. So it is a chemical reaction. It lasts for 90 seconds. In order for it to continue to go round and round, you have got to agree with it. So you tell yourself a story about that feeling, you agree with it, and so you keep recycling it. So here is what you're going to do this weekend to have a guilt-free weekend. Who's up for a guilt-free weekend? Who wants one of those? Where you can go out and enjoy time with your friends, with your family, sitting around doing nothing, whatever it is you want to do it guilt-free. Give me a wave, come on. I want to hear from you. Who wants one of those? Yeah? Okay, so, have I got some waves? Have I got some hearts? I want to see some hearts. Made in time, Adrian. We're talking about having guilt-free weekend, Adrian. Would you like one of those? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. Okay, so for a guilt-free weekend, imagine that you go and catch up with friends and you're sitting there, you're enjoying time with your people, your tribe, and you start thinking, I should have gone to the gym today and I haven't, right? There's the feeling. 90 seconds, you're going to let that feeling go. And then you're going to ask yourself, do I agree with that feeling? Do I agree with that judgment? You made a choice to go and see your friends, catch up with them, instead of going to the gym. Now, you may go to the gym later, but at that point in time, you made a choice to nourish your soul through friendship, to value connection over physical activity. And that's okay. There is no right choice. There is just your choice. You hack away at your experience of life if you sit there giving yourself a hard time and being so judgmental. So if you want a guilt-free weekend, 1, you start paying attention to your feelings. 2, you remember that a feeling is just a chemical reaction in your body and that from start to finish, it is 90 seconds. 3, that in order for you to continue to have that feeling course through your body, you've got to be telling yourself a story about it and agreeing with that story. So to stop the process, you're going to feel that feeling. Let the 90 seconds pass. Take ownership of your choice. Yes, I chose to spend time to nourish my soul and be here with friends. And I may choose to go to the gym later. And that way you're practicing mindfulness, you're present, you're making the most of every opportunity, and you're not burdened with these chemical reactions in your body which you give meaning to. That's what a feeling is. So give me a wave, give me a heart if you've learned something new and you believe that you can go through to this weekend and you're willing to give it a go. Give me a wave, give me a thumbs up. Yeah? I want to see the thumbs up before I go on and tell you about what happened this week and how I rescued my own emotional, physical, and mental well-being in just 1 week. I want a thumbs up. And then I'm going to keep going. You're going to give it a go. That's all you can do. Here's the thing. Learning more stuff doesn't cut it. It's about being brave, being courageous, and going, you know what? I'm going to give this a go. And see what happens. And then come back Monday and let me know. And if you got stuck somewhere, then I have the ability to give you the next nugget, the next piece of information that's going to help that process evolve for you. Guilt-free weekend, guilt-free living. Let's understand our feelings, know how to process them, understand our narrative and our judgment so that we're free to make choices that are right for each of us. Okay, on that note, I was speaking at a corporate gig earlier this week, Monday, and I was speaking to about 40 executives, I think, high level, going for partnership. I was upset, maybe, shocked, surprised, to hear people talk about knowing what they should do, but still not doing it. I know I should take a break. I know I should create boundaries with my kids. I know I should give myself time out. I know I should do that yoga class rather than working through till 9 o'clock at night, but I don't do it. And you know what I recognize? That I've been working my ass off, and that I've been working longer and longer hours, and that it has crept into my life. And that the longer I worked, the more habitual it became. And my brain function was deteriorating. My energy levels were deteriorating. My joy for life was deteriorating. I recognized it on Monday. And having recognized it, I took action. Now, it wasn't easy. I almost had to peel myself off my office chair, literally. Like, get your ass out the door and get moving. That was when I did my first 90-day 30 Ways, 30 Days session over in Centennial Park. I forced myself out to break the habit. I gave myself structure in every single day. I put alarms on so that I would finish work at 6 o'clock in the evening. And I made myself be more productive, more focused by doing what was needed in the time I gave myself and made available for that particular work. It took an effort. It was almost like I wanted to feel like the victim of my own circumstances. This is hard work. Oh my God, this is no wonder I've got such a strong work ethic, but it was just relentless. And I was becoming less and less productive. But you know what? Within 1 week, I rescued my emotional, mental and physical well-being. I have been out every single day. I have stopped work at a set time, 6 o'clock. If I've gone out through the day, I've caught up. I caught up with my tribe in business. I actually took out 3 hours yesterday to make sure that I got filled up by surrounding myself with people who energize and inspire me. And so I get to Friday and I'm excited by life again. I have found my joy. I found energy. I'm thinking more clearly. It's not about knowing more stuff. It's about doing stuff. And that's about breaking habits. And habits are just the neurons that you have in your brain wiring together, firing together. And it takes your attention, and it takes your desire and your intention to disrupt what you're doing in order to create something different. Activator Academy is not about teaching you more and more stuff. It's about giving you some really simple frameworks so that you can go out there and implement it and actually experience life differently. It is a process, not an outcome. It is a process that I have developed over 15 years and have now put in to a online, interactive, engaging program so I can teach others to do it. Because the world is really going to do a whole lot better if we all start thinking differently about stuff. So, take action. Remember, guilt-free weekend, feelings, judgments, narratives, break the cycle. It's just a habit. We'll put the EQ SWOT in the fields below. Jump on susiejacobs.com website if you're looking for more resources, more information. If you have questions, if you want to ask something which is personal and you don't want to ask it here right now, message me. All my details are available. More than anything, remind yourself there is nothing wrong, there is nothing to fix, but there is some freaking valuable stuff to learn. And if you want to really create the kind of life that you dream and desire of, you can start right now. Put the guilt away, have a guilt-free weekend, and come back and let me know how you went on Monday at 11:07 when we come together again to train our brains to think differently, to create an extraordinary life. Have an awesome weekend. Bye for now.